Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Amazing Cars Switzerland. And today's review we're gonna take a look at the Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR. This is a 290 horsepower beast and we're gonna do a full review today and find out if it's worth the price and also compare it to the Golf R. But I'd say we're gonna start today's review with taking it for a first drive. Alright, so this is the Golf GTI TCR. TCR stands for Touring Club Racing, which is a race series in which Volkswagen competes in and is actually quite successful. And this is an homage to that race series car, and it does have some similarities, and you definitely feel that while driving on the first meters already, that this is sort of the most hardcore version after that. This also is the second most powerful GTI to date. The only car that has more power is the super limited Club Sport S. But more to that in a minute. But right now I'm just trying to get myself an image of how this car is to drive, because these literally are my first meters right now. But to the car, so the TCR has a 2-liter turbocharged engine producing 290 horsepower, so quite a bit. And this helps the car to run from 0 to 100 in only 5.6 seconds, 380 Newton meters of torque. And right now we are cruising in auto here with the 7-speed automatic gearbox. So this is the first, and I believe one of the only downsides of this car for me, is that they only offer a automatic gearbox for this car. So there is no manual gearbox. So for all the manual lovers, as I am myself, this is no option at all in here. Now the car has front wheel drive, and on the one hand side this is really good because it saves weight. It has 100 kilograms less weight than the Golf R as a comparison, which has the 4-wheel drive with sort of the same amount of power. So that is great. But then on the other side, if you have lots of rain or even when you're on track, you might get some problems with the front wheel drive. Let's find out in this corner. The good thing though is that it has a differential which helps the car to bring the power to the streets, which is really good. So I'd say right now we're gonna try some different modes. So we have Eco, Normal, Sport and Individual, and I'd say we're gonna head over to Sport mode right now. And so what you definitely feel the first meters is that the throttle response is much quicker, gets a lot more aggressive. And also I think, I'm not sure if it comes across on camera, but the turbo noises are actually really nice. You feel and hear how the boost comes up in this car, so that is super cool. And then the downshifts. So I'd say we do have quite some crackles actually, which is cool. But I'd say the suspension gets really hard in Sport, and I'm not even on track, I'm just on regular roads. But even for me right now, I feel like that the suspension is quite stiff if we compare it to the standard GTI as well. The car also has a few other things which differ it to the sort of regular GTI. We do have a center mark on the steering wheel, and the general vibe of this car is everything is in contrast with red. So we have red stitchings, red brake calipers, red lights in the front. So in my opinion, I am a huge fan of red contrast, so this definitely looks really nice. And I mean the response of the throttle response is phenomenally quick. Also the shifting times are really quick, and we do have lots of crackles in the rear coming out of the exhaust, the iconic GTI dual exhaust. But right now we want to find out how quick this is in Sport. So the car is warm now, and we're gonna get into first gear here. I'm gonna launch it in a minute, but I just wanna... So, whoa, So the car is great in corners. Took this with 80 kilometers an hour, so just on the speed limit here. Oh, it's aggressive. It's really aggressive, but it's a lot of fun to drive. And it pulls. Also downshift, super nice. The second, first gear with a lot of crackles. Whew. So one thing I do notice is that we have some problems with traction in the front, which is kind of what I expected, but I guess that's with all those overpowered front wheel drive cars. But it's really nice. It's a really good car, and I can imagine that this is super cool to drive on track, as the cornering with the electronic differential, the slip differential, is just great. Also, you have the infotainment system, you have digital dials here in the front, so super modern and sporty and aggressive car. Alright, so this is it for the driving aspects of this car. We're now going to stop and I'm going to show you some of the exterior and interior details that make up why this car is called the TCR. Alright, we're now back at our spot to take a closer look at the Golf GTI TCR, and the first thing you'll really see is around the car in general. We have the front splitter here, we have the side skirts here, so everything is in gloss black, which looks really nice, and also the rear mirrors here in gloss black. You can have those in optional carbon fiber if you want to, but as I said during the drive around the car, we generally see all these red accents here in the front, in the lights, the big brake calipers that are in red as well, and just in general the front looks really low and really aggressive compared to the standard Golf GTI. Then coming around the rear, this is where in my opinion the biggest difference to the standard GTI happened, and that is the massive rear diffuser here that we can see going over the arches on the side, and also here the bottom parts for the aero that flows through. So big rear diffuser here makes the car really aggressive. And also on top, in addition to the standard roof spoiler, we have another small spoiler that comes up on top, and together with the black roof with the panorama roof, the car has just this white black contrast that looks really nice. Also the rear lights look super cool, and as I already mentioned, the iconic GTI dual exhaust here in the rear that we're gonna take a listen to right now. Then on the inside of the TCR, we have the steering wheel with the center mark here in red, with the red stitching, with the big infotainment screen. We have digital dials in front of you, which is really cool. Then we have some Alcantara parts, such as the gear leader here, and on the sides we have some Alcantara as well. And also the seats, compared to the standard GTI, are made of Alcantara on the sides here, together with the red lines and also the GTI badging. And also the seat belts are black and red, so this style of red and black is really throughout the entire car. But other than that, this is more or less like a standard Golf GTI. So this is it for the interior and the exterior of this car, and we're now gonna finish this review with one last launch control. Alright, now to end today's review, I'm gonna do a launch control with this car to find out how quick it accelerates. We're in sport, stability control, everything, traction control is off, foot on the brake, kick down, and then we're just gonna launch it. So the car accelerates super quick, but we do have lots of traction problems in first and second gear, but pretty impressive actually. Alright, and that is basically it for today's review with the Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this car, and I'll see you very soon.